Hello, I've decided that what I'm going to do is put the weed tea and nettle tea barrels along this hedge because it's all brambles, it's nothing useful. There's rhubarb here and gooseberry there. That space between there is just all rubbish that's growing, so I'm going to clear that and get rid of stuff along the hedge, and then I can put the barrels here. The first job is to get a lot of this stuff cut back, all these brambles and nettles and weeds and stuff, and pile them up somewhere and clear this space. Now we've got a loganberry in here. Unfortunately it looks just like a bramble to me, so I don't know which is the loganberry and which are the brambles, so I'll have to leave this for the moment until it flowers and fruits, and then I can take out the brambles. But this along here, I'm going to take it all out. Well, I've cleared this area. You can now see the rhubarb. It's got a bit of space clear around it, and the gooseberries there. So I've cleared along here. I've left the comfrey. Now there were some nettles here, but I had to pull them out so that I could see the brambles and cut them. I've got the space for the barrels cleared, but I've found more glass here, more plates of glass. It actually looks like a mirror, piece of mirror, and I'm going to clear a bit more because the brambles are going all over the place, all along the branches, and along this side that's all brambles going along, so I need to get them out of the way. Now there's a limit how much I can do. I can't dig it out because on the other side of the fence we've got the brambles and we've got the nettles, so they're rooted on both sides of the fence, so there's no way I can sort of go in and dig them out and get rid of them for good. Carpet's no good because there's a double layer of carpet here, and you can see it's had absolutely no effect whatsoever. But got some of the weeds, big pile of brambles there, and the actual nettle barrel, I can put it in the sunlight, it's got quite a lot in. So in clearing the space for the nettle barrel, I've far filled it, but once it squeezes down, you're okay. Right, I've dug up this mirror. It was back here buried in this lot, and I've sort of dug it up. It's partially buried in the ground. It's like a sort of shield shaped mirror, intact, but would anybody like to guess what it was doing there? In the middle of a fence on an allotment. There's no frame on it, just a piece of mirror. You see all these brambles climbing all over the tree, so I need to get rid of these. Fortunately, most of them were not rooted in the ground, so they were easy to pull out of the tree. We got most of it cleared. I mean, there's still a few bits that I need to get in from the other side, but I can get in and deal with these weeds later. But at least if I cut those little bits off, I then don't have to deal with the brambles when I come to do anything with the apple trees. Right, so I've cleared this part of the fence and got rid of all the brambles, well, as best as I can. We'll see if anybody claims that mirror, otherwise it'll be in the skip. And now all the brambles that were tangled up in the tree have gone. So this bit's done. Now I'll level this area off a bit, and I can put my nettle and weed barrels back here, because obviously it's under the tree, so can't really grow much, so less place for them, and all the nettles seem to be growing this end anyway, so having the nettle tea right here seems to be a handy spot for it. I've ended up with another big pile of brambles, but I'll have to leave them till autumn, and then Tony can use them in his stove. I've had a rethink about this area because there is quite a bit of space, but it's uneven, so it's difficult to get the barrels levelled. Also they'll stink at the neighbours, whereas this area that I put the compost bags is actually got brick and is level, and it's in the far corner, and they've got their compost bin there. They don't come back there, and Tony's got his compost tip here, so it won't matter if I put the barrels, and it is underneath it, underneath this level of weeds is brick, so it'd be nice and level. But it does mean having to move these compost bags, but yeah, it's a small price to pay. I'd spend just as much time trying to level those barrels next to the fence, so I think I might do that. I had the temporary compost in here in this corner, and I moved it slightly because I'm going to put the barrels here because it's flat and it's out of the way. But the trouble is, this hedges are cut not long ago, and all the bindweed and nettles have broken through from the other side, and that corner was absolutely riddled with it. I've cut a load off, filled these containers with it, but this corner is going to be bad. There's nothing I can do because the other side of the hedge, as you can see, is just weeds galore. So you know, there's no end of nettles waiting to come through the hedge to this side, and the only thing I can do is just to keep pulling them. I'll never get rid of them, so I'll just have to do the best I can. So I'm going to put the tea barrel here because it's right in the corner. I can put the weeds in it and make the weed tea. Because there's bricks under here, I'll just clear it up a little bit, and you can see it is actually brick under this, so it's fairly flat. I'll put something down and then I'll put the barrel on top, and that will sort of put paid to some of the weeds coming through, but not all of them. So the plan is a weed barrel here, a rainwater barrel here, so that I can add it to the weed barrel when I want to. I found this old builder's bag, but it's been cut, so it's no use as a bag because the bottom, you know, obviously it's been cut to lay flat. So I'm going to put it in the corner where the barrels are going to go. It should stop some of the weeds coming up between the barrels where I can't get to them. But first I've got to take off some of these branches that are in the way and stuff that's grown. And this hazel is growing greater knots because it wasn't there. Well, it was there, but these branches have grown since I cut the hedge. Right, I've cleared the hedge and all the weeds, well, not all the weeds, but quite a bit of it. Obviously there's stuff coming in from the other side, so I'll never get to the end of it, but I'll just have to keep pulling it every year. Right, this is done best as I can, so it'll get rid of some of it, but it will do a good bit of it. Now to put the barrel in its place, and I made life difficult for myself. I put this container full of nettles here. There was already nettles that side and that side, so I've got to get that barrel through here past this lot. So let's move this lot out of the way. The barrel is half full of weeds, so it's not exactly light. Right, this is pretty steady now, and it's in the corner. It's got stuff underneath it. I mean, obviously the hedge will grow and weeds will come in from over there, but nothing I can do about that. But at least it will stop things coming in down here and getting in between the barrels and things. I mean, that is half full. By the time I've done this, that, and never mind that stuff, this barrel will be full. So I'm going to bring another one in to sit next to it. This is the barrel I cut the top off the other week, and it's going to sit here and be used as a rainwater collection barrel. It's not bang level, but I'll level that later. So this corner now looks a bit more organised. This bath full of nettles will be sorted. It's looking a little bit more tidy. There's still a bit of work to do with this corner. I really don't know what to do about this bit. I haven't decided, so I might let the weeds have their fun here this year, so I'll decide what I want to do with it.